What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiral Spiel! At episode 36, and we're in the Ruby Pawn Tier 3, and yes, green, we couldn't stay away. Green levels, yay, they're easy. It's a mostly beastie level if you actually have a look. There's only one green level, and then we move on to beasties, which is acceptable, maybe? I think I'd probably fight too many beasties as well, but hey ho. Beasties are cool. I like beasties a lot. Except for those dang dust bunnies. Anyway, news and things and stuff to talk about. This is why we are here. So, you very nearly didn't get an episode this week, actually. I was contemplating making, like... Oh, this isn't beasties, this is jellies. Dang, I probably brought the wrong sword. Yeah, should have read the screen better. So, yeah... tried to start up Spiral Knights like an hour, maybe an hour and a half ago. Nothing. Black rectangle. That's all I got. All black rectangle. I was like, is this like the updater? Is the updater broken? Has something gone awry with the updater? Do I need to just sit and wait it out until the game updates itself and then it will work? This is an option. So sat around a quarter of an hour, half an hour, just hoping the game would fix itself. It did not. At this point I started thinking, well, what can I do instead of Spiral Knights? Clearly I can never play Spiral Knights again, I'm going to have to find a substitute. I will have to do Cube World News or something, I don't know. I was seriously contemplating Cube World, I like Cube World. But, nope, finally got it fixed. So, troubleshooting methods, obviously, because I like to tell you how I troubleshoot things, you know this by now. I thought about, well, what's changed in the last week, because it worked a week ago. There have been no updates to the game. The game has not actually changed. What's changed about my machine? Nothing. There's no new graphics drivers. Technically I did need to update my graphics drivers, but I don't think that breaks as many things as people like to make out that breaks. So they are up to date now. Java's running up to date. Everything's great. Everything's running great. Still nothing. What else has changed? How about the fact that I just changed antivirus software? Yeah, that'd do it. So I've gone from Microsoft Security Essentials to Panda Cloud antivirus. Turns out Panda Cloud likes to block everything on your computer from running. Whereas the amount of pop-ups I've had over the last day saying, are you sure this is a safe program? Are you sure this is safe? Are you sure you want to let this do this? Does this want to run on your computer? Are you okay with this? What about this? What about this? And I was like, oh my god, stop it. It's ridiculous. However, it never asked about Spiral Knights because I told it to ignore the Steam folder because there's simply far too many things for it to be getting wound up about. Either way, if you check the error logs on Panda Cloud, there's just loads and loads of stuff that's saying blocked Spiral Knights, blocked Spiral Knights, blocked Spiral Knights, blocked Spiral Knights. I'm like, ah, that's probably doing it. That's probably the reason. So I tried excluding it, I tried going through all the things and whitelisting it and saying, yes, please let me use this program, I really like this program, it's a nice one, it's not doing anything malicious. No, I wasn't having it. Not having it at all, so I've just uninstalled Panda because nuts to that, I can't be dealing with that. So, like the super rebel I am, I'm now running without an antivirus. I'm reasonably confident in my internet surfing abilities that I can probably manage not to download a virus within the next half hour. Maybe. I don't think you can get through Spiral Knights. It's not been heard of before. But apparently Panda Cloud thinks it's a virus, so maybe I can. Either way, it's a good virus. It's a virus that lets me shoot fluffy things with electric guns. And that's a virus I'm okay with. So, that's that. Big news. I think that should have been the first news, but was not. Kickstarter. Last week, erratum, to correct, I said there would be about an hour left on the Kickstarter when this video went live. No, that's not true. When this video goes live, the Kickstarter will have finished 23 hours ago. At time of recording, this Kickstarter finished just shy of... what time are we at? Yeah, just shy of 2 hours ago. Which means I can tell you the final figure, because we're finished and done and it's great. We reached £660, which is 200% of our initial goal, and smashes us way past our second stretch goal, which means we're now going to bring tabletop gaming to the event. It does sadly leave us without the gallery space, which we're going to put Johann Sebastian Joust in, but I've bought a lot of move controls already. We're going to have Johann Sebastian Joust, that's a word I can say. Yeah, we're going to have Johann Sebastian Joust, whether we have that room or not. And actually, it's probably quite a lot of money to pay for a room to put one game in. It might be worth just shuffling stuff around and having it elsewhere. Yeah, that seems like a strong idea. So yeah, the developer's already on board. He said, yeah, we can have a copy of the game close to event time. I've bought 5 move controllers out of 7 that I want total. 5 is plenty to play the game with. That ain't going to waste. I didn't put down all that groundwork just to not have Johann Sebastian Joust. We're having that. So, yep. That's where we're at. Short of the arcade cabinet, we are good to go for frickin' everything. And we've got a little summon extra that I'm probably at not any kind of liberty to divulge, that I reckon we might actually even be able to get that. No guarantees, like, I watch this space, but I have a sneaky suspicion that that might just be doable. So that could be cool. Anyway, that's that. We have got Rock Band, we've got Tabletop, and we've got the main theatre space, the main auditorium, which is sweet. So thank you to everyone who's contributed. That's don't consider that my official thank you video. I will be doing a thank you video. Don't know. Probably this weekend. Actually, this weekend seems like an ideal time to do that sort of thing. Don't know what I'm going to play. Don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm going to make a video and I'm going to go through everybody who's supported us so far and give them a big personal shout out. So if you don't want your personal name being read out, change your screen name on Kickstarter. That's your official warning. So that's that. I suppose it's that time again. If I can clear my throat, because I've got a frog in my throat, it is Spiral Knights News. Yeah. I've said that a few times now. I think I need to make that official now. That yeah, at the end. That's part of the official jingle now. So, today in Spiral Knights News, new concept art. The Three Rings have unveiled on their social media feeds some early concept art from Spiral Knights, which actually boils down to a sketch Nick Popovich did of one of the dust zombies from years ago at this stage, because obviously the game has been out over 2 years, it's been in development for a while before that, so it's a very, very early sketch. Just nice to see, I guess, really. Nothing terribly exciting in the grand scheme of things, nothing new battle sprites pictures-wise, but there you go. Some concept art. On top of that, there is some actual battle sprite news, which led me to some news that actually came out a few weeks ago and slipped under my radar. There are a couple of posts on the forums, if you frequent such places as the Spiral Knights forums, by Nick, detailing the battle sprites in depth, and basically Spiral Knights News is going to take a little while this time because I want to go through all of that. This might be just a very Spiral Knights News heavy episode. So, battle sprites. What can we expect to see in the very, very, very near future? So, we know there are 3 battle sprites, right? We've got the Drakon, the Seraphinx, and the Masqueraith. Got a little dragon, a little sort of wispy angel thing, and sort of an evil, sort of roguey, kind of stealthy, debuff kind of character. So you got the Drakon is your main offense, shoots fireballs and does things that generally do damage. Your Seraphinx is predominantly a healing and support character, and your Masqueraith is sort of debuffing and generally debilitating your enemies. All of which allow for entirely different playstyles in Spiral Knights as opposed to your traditional gunner, swordsman, bomber. Honestly, that does actually sound like it's gonna completely change the game, because then there's going to be leveling up and customizations as far as the pets are concerned, and it is properly turning into Spiral Knights Pokemon. for all the jokes, it really, really is. So each sprite will have 3 separate moves. Each move can be upgraded. How one earns any kind of upgrade points, I suppose, is not immediately clear. I'm not quite sure what the mechanic is behind that, but as you play, your pets will become stronger, and you can, I guess there'll be like talent points that you can spend, and you can improve like cooldown or strength of an attack, or sort of the frequency which certain things like fire might proc on a fire attack. Yeah, just your standard sort of buffs to moves that you would expect from buffs to moves. Sort of thing, some of the sort of thing you would expect in a talent tree, basically. On top of that, each of the 3 moves then has 2 ultimate variants. Once you spent all of the talent points in a specific move, that move can then be upgraded further by picking one of 2 choices. That, as far as I can tell, appears to be a permanent choice. You can't do anything with that to customize it once you picked it. Although, I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of promotion further down the line whereby you could buy, like, oh, I don't know, a token or a book or something in exchange for CE, obviously, that would allow you to respec your pet. Let's be honest, that's a nice little opportunity for a bit of extra cash that 3 Rings is unlikely to pass up. That's a fairly common thing in free-to-play games, is the whole, oh, you can respec for a prohibitive cost, or you can respec for free, or, well, I say free, for free within the game, if you pay real-world money. And I wouldn't be too surprised to see that come to Spiral Knights either. So basically, each of your moves, let's start with the Drakon. Start at the top of the list, we've got the Drakon. The Drakon has a Firebolt, naturally, shoots fireballs, he's a dragon. Why would he shoot anything else? So, Drakon shoots fireballs, the Firebolt. That can be upgraded to Concussive Firebolt, which adds a stun effect, or Meteoric Firebolt, which gives it a massive AoE on the explosion on impact. Or, well, I say massive, I have no idea how big it is. It says greatly increases the size of the official definition. I may be hyperbolic here. I don't know these things. I'm speculating to accumulate damage by not watching what I'm doing. So that's that. Oh, I can use my key to go through there and get things. Yay! He also gets a Flame Barrier, which is a kind of fiery defensive move. It will allow you to... It'll summon fireballs which will spin around you, and if it hits things, it'll damage them and possibly inflict a fire. I think that's one of those proc type deals. You've got a chance on hit to inflict fire. On top of that, I think it increases your defense generally while it's active. So you kind of got a flame shield going on there. And then the third ability is... what is it? It is Scorching Barrier is the name of the third effect, which kind of creates a wall of fire, I suppose. Anything that walks through it sets on fire. Let's read the official description. Summon the power of true dragonfire to burn everything in your patch. Okay, so that's that. I think it sounds more like an AoE than anything else. So yeah, I think he's got a fiery AoE kind of thing. If you stand on it, you burn. That can be upgraded with attack and speed bonuses for everybody in the group gets attack and speed bonuses for every enemy that's set on fire by the patch, which is an interesting mechanic. Explosive Firestorm creates a load of explosions, so presumably just extra damage there. On top of that, I never did explain the Flame Barriers upgrades, which is you can gain a speed buff by activating it, so while the fireballs are up, you'll run faster, or alternatively you can just have more fireballs. Increases the number of fireballs and their size, so you just have a more potent shield, basically. And I'm very much aware this video so far is mostly me just kiting jellies with a Polaris. Sorry about that, I brought the wrong sword. Whoops. Right, so more jellies! Go jellies! Probably should have just summoned them right out. Should have just taken the whole lot on one go. Because I'm good like that. I can fight gelatinous cubes. So that's most of the details of your Drakon. Let's move on to Serafinx. Serafinx. Primary attack of the Serafinx is the Ray of Light, which you've seen in a previous screenshot, kind of a beam of holy damage that will just burn things. I think the beam fires in a direction and stays there for a few seconds, and anything that walks through it takes damage by the sounds of things. That can be upgraded to Dazzling Light Ray, which deals extra damage to fiends and undead, which is something I like the sound of. Yeah, I can go for extra damage to fiends and undead. On top of that, there's Disintegration Ray, which reduces the defense of targets. So if you're kind of interested in fancy effects, you can debuff your enemies, which is kind of cool. I'm probably going to go with Seraphix, just reading about this. I know I said before I want to go for the cute one. Not only do I want to go for the cute one, but it sounds really freaking useful for me. The main notable ability of it, I suppose, for the Ray is more the Ray for this particular sprite kind of feels. The Ray feels like a kind of backup weapon with its primary focus being healing the player, and that's done through Heart Attack, which enchants a group of targets. And if you kill the enemy while they're enchanted, they've got a greatly improved chance to drop hearts. So there's no outright heals. You can't use the pet to just straight up heal you. You can't just chill somewhere safe and heal back up to full. That's kind of a good mechanic. Basically, you can heal yourself, but it forces you into combat in order to be able to heal yourself. So if you're down to like 1 heart and you desperately need more health, your Seraphix isn't going to be able to bail you out. You're going to actually have to go and fight something and get the heart from the mob with the improved chance that comes with the Seraphix. Which is kind of cool. I like that mechanic. That's a very clever mechanic. I like that. On top of that, the upgrades are Iron Heart Attack, which drops Defense Orbs, which is not something I've ever heard of before. Defense Orbs? What did they do? I suspect they probably like regenerate your shield or something, but it may also give you a defense buff. Couldn't say. That's definitely a new thing we haven't seen before. Violent Heart Attack makes the targets explode when you hit them. And sweet, it's loot. Yeah, I like loot. Also, yeah, loot music. It's like lift music, but happier and more joyful because you're getting money out of it. So, right, the third ability of the Seraphix is the Angelic Aura, which creates a protective aura around you that also protects any party members within, which kind of sounds like the Guardian Shield from Lockdown. Big old shield that other people can stand inside? Yeah, I think it might be. Ooh, hey guy. That can then be upgraded with increased shield regen as a Seraphic Aura. And then alternatively a Valkyrian Aura, which gives you a charge speed bonus while you're stood inside the shield. Which is... they're both pretty cool. I like that, actually. Pretty much sure I am going to go with Seraphix at this stage, actually. That's pretty cool. I always like playing Guardian on the rare occasions that I do play Lockdown as well. So that probably suits me quite well. Healing and defense. Healing and defense is good for me because I'm squishy and reckless. So I suppose now we move on to the Masqueraith. The Masqueraith is your kind of debuffing, debilitating kind of guy. His primary attack, Caustic Quills, fires a series of quills that stick to targets and inflict poison. For each hit a quilled target receives, they lose 1 quill and take additional damage. So it's essentially putting a bunch of charges onto the target, which slow them down and reduce their damage. And then when you hit them, they'll take a bonus damage, which is kind of cool. Again, new and different mechanic to anything we've seen so far in Spiral Knights. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Vengeful Quills is an upgrade which each time a quill target is hit, another quill is fired from the target to the next available target. Wait, what? So that kind of spreads the love around, I guess. So yeah, by hitting a target, you'll quill other targets, and that's going to be a chain reaction that could be quite powerful. I could see. The other option is Virulent Quills, which creates a poisonous explosion when you hit a quilled target. So if there's a crowd, that could be useful. Good crowded levels. So you can see already this is going to allow for a lot of different, essentially, specs, because now you've got 3 different abilities with 2 different I got 3 different classes of things, and each of those has 3 different abilities, each of which has 2 specs. And everybody's going to pick one different class, and from that you've got the different things to spec into. Yeah, when you form a party, you're not likely just to run into just another swordsman or just another gunner. Because as much variety as there is in the weapons, everyone uses the same handful, really, at endgame. When it comes right down to it, you're only going to run into the same few. There's going to be a Polaris, there's probably going to be some manner of, what are they called? Brandish, some manner of brandish. Possibly a Divine Avenger, but I'm not sure if anyone really uses those these days. You just seem to see the same handful over and over again. So this could be interesting. Other abilities Masquerade has? Shadow Cloak, which grants you partial invisibility and a defensive boost for a limited time. Shadow Cloak is cancelled if you take damage, attack, or perform any other action. Which sounds like a recon cloak to me, so they're just sort of... It's rehashing the lockdown abilities for single player a little bit, really. Where's the switch? There is one behind here. Yes, there we go. Freedom! I don't want freedom until we've got all the loot. So, upgrades to Shadow Cloak are... Deadly Shadow Cloak, gain attack speed and power bonus while it's active, and remains active for a short duration after the cloak breaks, which is cool. A little bit of extra damage bonus makes it a bit more aggressive. Fairly standard rogue ability. It just sounds like something rogues would have in World of Warcraft. There's also... Hello, I've run out at the bottom of my page. Time to scroll down. What else we got? Vengeful Shadow Cloak. That's what we got. Vengeful Shadow Cloak creates an explosive disruption field around you when Shadow Cloak is interrupted. Has a chance to stun targets. So again, more kind of debuffs going on. If you fancy a slightly different style, we've been this way, we've been that way. I think we've been all the ways. Let's go on. The third Masquerade ability is the Hexing Haze. Hexing Haze creates a miasma around you that hexes any target within. Each hex has a timer that deals heavy damage upon termination. Kind of curse-like, I guess that kind of sounds. I suppose it's a hex, it's a curse, why not? Same difference, I suppose. The duration of Hexing Haze increases for every target acquired by the Hexing Haze, so each time something steps into it, it lasts longer, I guess? Which is kind of cool. Any target that... And I realised I totally misinterpreted that the first time I read that through. The first time I read that through, it made it sound like the debuff lasted longer, which isn't true. It just means the actual AoE effect lasts longer, I suspect, because otherwise that wouldn't be helpful. Upgrades are Haunted Haze. Any target that dies as a result of the damage caused by Hexing Haze will spawn a vengeful ghost that seeks out other targets and explodes on impact, which is certainly something different. I'm pretty sure this is Beasties, so... Someone in the chat is telling us that sprites are out tomorrow, so when this video goes out, that will be today! So, keep an eye out for that, I guess. Where they've got that source from, I don't know. Ow! Oh my god, oh my god, what the heck? Seriously, what the friggin... Oh my god. I just chain stunned to death in the goop there. That is complete and total and utter 100% stun lock. I couldn't move or do anything. I couldn't shield. What the heck? Electric goop is OP. Jesus, nerf electric goop. Oh my god, nerf electric goop. I can't believe that just happened. So, on top of that, wait, where were we? Oh yes, Chaotic Haze is another haze upgrade, which means targets damaged by Hexing Haze have a chance of receiving random status conditions, which could be a little bit chaotic, but that's kind of in the name, so I guess that's the idea. So that's pretty much Battle Sprites on the whole. Now I'm seeing skepticism in the chat as to whether there's an update out tomorrow. I don't think anyone anywhere has confirmed anything, so I think that's wild speculation. It might be out, it might... Where are you going? Seriously, stop. There we go. Make sense, will ya? So, yeah, it's speculation, isn't it, at the minute? So, yep, that covers the sprites. That's a long news segment. So what I kind of wanted to talk about, and I know I talk about it fairly regularly, but not often in super massive depth, is kind of current state of the channel, where I feel like it's going, and what I'm currently doing. So at the minute, I don't know, I feel like this channel's going nowhere right now. I'm just making the same content week in, week out, and I have been for a while, with the exception of maybe Cube World. And I don't know, I want to do something new, and I always complain about that. I know I always do, but basically, I look at other Let's Players because I would tend to watch them, and I compare myself to them. I compare myself to my peers, like normal human beings do. And other people are doing really, really, really long series that last, I don't know, a couple of months tops. A moderately long series for me takes about 4 months. If something lasts 16 episodes, that's 4 months worth of content, which is a really long time, actually. And 16 episodes is not an unreasonable length for a series to run. I've had plenty of episodes that have run about that length. My current Minecraft Super Hostile is currently standing at 16 episodes, and I am nowhere near completed on that. Most other series that I've looked at, just for comparison's sake, seem to run to about 50 episodes on that. If that seriously runs to 50 episodes for me, that's a year of content. I can't take a year over a single series. That would be ridiculous. So again, I'm getting a bit frustrated that I can't get through content as fast as I would like. I know most of the people I'm watching tend to put out 2, if not 3 videos a day, and that's just not viable with my schedule. I've got work and things to do, so I just don't have time to make 2 videos a day. But I feel like maybe I should focus more heavily on one series at a time. I mean, obviously Spiral Knights is the main show here, it's kind of the focus. I'll be keeping that up on Wednesdays. But I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe do one show Mondays and Thursdays, another show Tuesdays and Fridays or something? Just to get through content a bit faster, but at the same time, then when I'm not doing many things, I find myself annoyed that I'm not doing a wider variety of content, so maybe I can't win until I can actually figure out a way to get 2 videos a day out. Maybe that's just the way it's gonna be. Because right now, Cube World I think is very, very popular, and I kind of feel like almost maybe I'm a bit lucky getting in on the ground floor on that one as a series. There's a lot of love for that. It could be as big as Minecraft, and a lot of people have made a great deal of success out of Minecraft. If the same were to be true of Cube World, maybe I'm in the right place at the right time on that one. Because my channel has actually sort of stagnated a bit. Which way do I know it's going to get to that? I don't know, hard to say. I haven't seen much channel growth for a couple of months now, to be quite honest. And then in the last week or so, since I've started doing Cube World, I spotted quite a few new subscribers pop up all of a sudden. So hi new guys, this is just where I talk and ramble about stuff, if you're watching this. So yeah, and welcome to Button Mash. Glad to have you as part of the crew. You are now a button masher. So yeah, maybe Cube World is the right direction to be heading in, but at the same time I'm looking at other people's Cube World content, and in the first 2 weeks of the game's launch now, most other people have got like 8 to 10 videos out. I've done 2. And at that rate, a game that I'm really enjoying, I'm going to be playing very, very, very frustratingly slowly. If I get really into a game, I want to be burning through content really fast, and that's no good if I'm trying to make a series out of it, because I want to make half an hour's worth of content a week, but I want to play more than half an hour a week. So that's kind of an issue with Minecraft as well. There's just a lot of behind the scenes stuff. On top of that, yeah, obviously Minecraft you haven't seen anything of in a little while. Feed the Beast even. Cube World has replaced Feed the Beast for me. It's the thing I've started playing instead of Feed the Beast, and I've got a little bit burned out on Feed the Beast. I've done everything I kind of want to do. I've got a few other maybe silly big projects that I'm not sure I've got patience to do right now. And yeah, Cube World fills the gap that was left when I stopped playing Feed the Beast. So maybe that's the direction I need to head in. But at the same time, I'm going to be really frustrated if I can only do half an hour of Cube World content a week. So I don't know how to actually deal with that problem particularly. Thoughts in the comments. Do I have time for another floor? Not really. I'm at the half-hour mark here, so I think I've covered everything. I've had a whinge about my content. Let me know what content you would like to see, because the review content I really enjoy making, but nobody really particularly watches. Whereas Cube World actually does seem to be popular. Spiral Knights is obviously popular, and Minecraft actually just isn't. So, do I need to become just a Cube World and Spiral Knights channel? And reviews. Would that be a thing? Would that be something people would want to see? I don't know. Thoughts and opinions in the comments. So don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it. I know it's a bit rambling and all over the place and newsy and I don't know. It was a bit weird this week because I'm recording it so late after all that technical difficulties. It was just a bit off, I think, perhaps. Oh well. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. If you got to click the little subscribe button down there, if you're not already subscribed, you can get content from me 5 days a week, and it will be less arbitrary than this. And if you've got anything you want me to talk about in a future Spiral Spiel, please leave it in the comments below, because I like having things to talk about. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka. It's been a pleasure to have you. I'll see you next time.